You ever wonder who decides if a stranger crossing the border is healthy enough to stay? That job does not belong to your regular family doctor, it belongs to someone called a civil surgeon. A civil surgeon is basically a doctor who got a special stamp of approval from the government to do immigration medical exams. Think of them like a bouncer at a club, except instead of checking your outfit, they are checking your vaccination record. Panel physicians are the cousins of civil surgeons, except they work overseas doing the same kind of exam before someone even lands on American soil. So depending on where you are applying from, you either see a civil surgeon inside the country or a panel physician outside of it. Here's the twist nobody expects. These doctors are not deciding if you get a green card. They are only checking boxes on a form that says whether you have any health conditions that could be a big public concern, like certain contagious diseases. The exam usually checks vaccination history, looks for signs of tuberculosis, and screens for a handful of other conditions on a government list. It is not a full physical like you would get for a marathon, it is more like a very specific checklist. A lot of people panic thinking this exam is testing their intelligence or their income, but it has nothing to do with either. It is purely about physical and mental health screening tied to public safety rules. Immigration lawyers often work hand in hand with these exams because timing matters a whole lot. If your vaccination records are missing or your paperwork is incomplete, that can delay your entire case, sometimes by months. Picture the immigration process like a relay race, and the civil surgeon is handing off the baton to the lawyer, who then hands it to the immigration officer. If one runner drops the baton, everybody stumbles. A common myth floating around online is that any doctor can do this exam, but that is not true at all. Only doctors specifically designated by United States Citizenship and Immigration Services can perform civil surgeon exams, and the list is smaller than you would think. Fun history fact, this system of medical screening for immigrants goes back over a century, tracing all the way to 1903 when the government first formalized health checks at entry points like Ellis Island. Back then it was more about visible illness, today it is about lab work, vaccines, and documented history. The results from the exam go on a sealed form, and here's the part that surprises people. You are not supposed to open that envelope yourself. It goes straight to immigration officials, kind of like a report card you're not allowed to peek at before the teacher sees it. If a health issue does show up, it does not always mean an automatic denial. Sometimes it means a waiver process, and this is exactly where a good immigration lawyer becomes worth their weight in gold. Or should we say worth their weight in paperwork? One thing people underestimate is cost in prep. Exams can run anywhere from around $100 to several $100s depending on the clinic and location. Bringing your full vaccination records ahead of time can save you an extra visit and extra money. So the real lesson here is boring but important. Preparation beats panic every single time in immigration cases. A civil surgeon is not your enemy. They are just one gatekeeper in a long hallway of gatekeepers, and knowing the process ahead of time makes the whole hallway a lot less scary. If you want to learn more about how all these pieces fit together, you want to learn more about our company? Check out our links in the description.